Hello, welcome back to us with Yvonne Jenkins of pinkinvestments.org, and we are going to continue looking at the retail distribution review, which what a title. What is that about? It's not about shopping at all, it's about financial services, and it is about this major change that is happening very soon, months away, in January next year, 2013. And so in this video, we've got Yvonne just to tell you all about the details about how it's going to affect us and getting information that we need or advice that we need. So do people know about this, Yvonne?
Well, speaking to the IFAs in the UK at the moment, over 80% of them believe that the general public knows little to nothing about this major change that's coming in as from the 1st of January 2013. So that's one of the reasons.
Why should we know this? Why bother? Why should we know this one, Yvonne?
Well, it's a very major shake-up to the way that all financial services products will be delivered to the general public. The overall aim really from the Financial Services Authority is that they want to get more professionalism into the financial services industry, which is a terrific thing. It's a good thing.
I know, actually, I'm guessing that's going to be familiar to a lot of us who've worked in all sorts of organisations in the UK, where, yes, there has been more attendance to continued professional development. We know we do that now. We have ethical boards, we have ethical things that we agree to, and that's going to be similar, isn't it, to this world too?
Yeah, all of those things actually that you've mentioned there will be coming in or will be enacted as from the 1st of January. And also, you know, at the moment in the current climate, there's still an awful lot of confusion around. There's tied agents, there's multi-tied agents, there's IFAs or independent financial advisors, and I think the general public generally is pretty confused. Sometimes with these multi-ties, they assume that they're independent financial advisors. So after the retail I keep saying retail development, so
which is like where we're going to put Asda, the next Asda's going in.
Retail distribution review. After that comes into place, there's going to be much more of a stark choice. So you're going to have...
Tell us about the choices.
Okay. You're going to have still independent financial advisors, although I believe there will be probably a heck of a lot less of them after this comes in than there are currently. And the second choice, the other stark choice, if you like, is they're calling it restricted advice. So things will be a lot more transparent. You can either go with an independent financial advisor that will agree a fee for service, so you know what you're getting for your money. They will then be able to use the full spectrum, truly the full spectrum of financial products on the market, including things like national savings, which really to date, unless you were paying a fee for service, nobody was going to advise you that might be the best product for you, because they would have been no commission off of that product. So when this comes in, it really should make things much more transparent. You should be able to know exactly what you're getting for your money, and also it'll be a lot clearer whether you are seeing a restricted agent, one that's only able to work off a very selective menu of products, or you're truly going to get independent financial advice, which you will pay for, and you will agree a charging structure with the advisor before you receive the advice.
And do you pay for the restricted ones as well?
Yes, but they will still probably opt for commission, to receive a commission off of the product that you've been recommended. Yeah.
Okay, and I know you've got a list here of the three particular changes. Shall I just read those out?
Yeah, read those out.
Okay, so, and we can comment on them. So all advisors will have to operate under advisor charging. That's what you've just been talking about, haven't you?
Yeah, so basically they will have, usually there'll be a whole schedule, if you like, of charges. So, for example, so much per hour, they will, tell you so much per report. It'll all be very transparent, and you will agree the charging structure of that independent financial advisor before you even receive any advice.
And do we have any idea yet what the charges might be, say, for somebody?
I don't think there is one set charge at all. I think each financial services advisors will have their own charge structure. It's rather like solicitors. If you go to one, they're X amount of pounds per hour. If you go to another one down the street, they're a different amount of pounds per hour. So
the next one, which sounds good idea. Every advisor will have to agree services and costs with their clients.
Exactly. I mean, that's really just following on from what we've said now. Things like reviews of their customers' portfolio or whatever, that will all be very specifically put down in writing so that it's very, very transparent. Very, very transparent. Or if they're a restricted advisor and they're receiving commissions off of a product that's been recommended, that will be a lot more clearly stated. Now, it has been stated in the past, but often, as we know, it's in the small print, and most people 3 or 4 pages back wouldn't have actually noticed it or bothered to read through that file.
Okay.
So that'll be a lot clearer.
So now we'll know what commissions they're getting from different products.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
And the last one, the third one, all advisors must obtain an appropriate level 4 qualification, complete continued professional development, and confirm adherence to a code of ethics.
Yeah, I think all of those are really good things. I think for many, many years now, there's been, a degree of, very good professionals in the financial services and not so professional operators. And I think what this will do now will bring everybody up to a much higher level of qualifications and professionalism, and that's got to be a good thing. In the past, just because you were seeing an independent financial advisor didn't necessarily mean that you were getting the top quality advice. A tied advisor, if they really knew their product inside out and back to front, they knew their client, they knew the market, there was nothing to say that they weren't given as good advice, really. So all of these things, I think, will be very, very positive for the whole financial services to make it much more professional, much more transparent. Having said that, I think that will also mean that there'll be a heck of a lot of who are at the moment considered independent financial advisors who will probably go to being restricted advisors, and some will go out with a profession altogether, because unless they really up the ante and increase their research and also increase their own professional qualifications, they will no longer qualify to be called independent financial advisors. So
I'm thinking, if I want advice, I'm going to go to a restricted person who may or may not charge me, but they'll certainly get commission, but it'd be more transparent. I could go to an independent financial advisor. They will definitely charge me, but they will let me know up front what the charges are going to be and what their services are going to be. And they've got a wider range of things, hopefully, the complete range.
Well, that's one of the things that is coming in. They have to then be able to give you advice from the full spectrum, as I said, including things like national
things
savings
that they wouldn't
products,
get commission from.
Which they might not have in the past.
Okay.
Advised.
Third option, let me ask you about Pink Investments. What am I going to get from Pink Investments?
Okay, well, that's an interesting question, and I think that's where Pink Investments really is positioning itself now prior to these changes coming in. Rather than just having the very stark option of independent financial advisor that many people really won't be able to afford to actually pay those big invoices, fee for service. And a lot of people also won't be comfortable with just being able to work from a very set menu of products. With what's happening.
I'm guessing, especially if you're interested in ethical saving and investing.
Yes.
That's probably going to be quite hard to do with the restricted.
It will,
I imagine.
yeah, it would actually be quite difficult to achieve a diversified, ethical portfolio, I think, if you were just seeing a restricted advisor.
So Pink Investments.
So Pink Investments, yeah, really we're looking to be able to give people a third option, if you like. So instead of the stark polarization between the restricted or just independent, a lot of people are going to think, okay, well, the advent of the internet, if we can just get our hands on very unbiased information, not necessarily advice, because we don't give advice, but just the pure information, if that's all just there, unbiased, and with a bit of hand helping and a bit of help from pinkinvestments.org, we might well be able to pull this off ourselves. So a DIY option, if you like. And that's really where we're positioning ourselves. We do think that there will be a very large market for that because people are getting much more used to working off of the internet, getting their own information, as long as there's a good independent source for that, such as ourselves, and then they can actually implement it themselves. Neither have to go to a restricted advisor or to an independent advisor. They can actually do it for themselves. So that's where we're.
And I think what I like too, from what I've seen so far about Pink Investments, is that you're also interested in how we make decisions about money. There's sort of the mind, body, spirit section that talks a lot about understanding. So it's not just information A, B, or C, but actually how we make these decisions, and yes, our personalities and that sort of things.
Well, because pinkinvestments.org is a women-centric website, and we've specifically gone out to try and engage women because it's important for women to understand a lot of this financial jargon. And so we are looking at things like the emotions surrounding investing, for example. There seems to be a mental block very often. Women are very good savers, but the minute you mention investing, suddenly they sort of run for the hills. So we do look at a holistic approach, if you like, where there are a lot of emotions. If people inherit money, often there's a lot of emotions surrounding that. And for women in particular, we do find that a lot of the feedback we get is around the emotional aspects, really, and also feeling that they're not able to ask advisors questions. They don't know the questions to ask in the first place, actually. Okay. So yeah,
those are the gaps I know that you're interested in filling in.
Filling in, that's right. And certainly with this the retail distribution review, we do believe too that we're able to give a third option, not just to women but to everybody really, but just by putting the information out there in an unbiased format, easy to use format. So we're doing videos, ebooks, learning courses, all of that stuff. So people will be able to, if they want to, really do this themselves.
Great. All of that stuff. We like the sound of that, Yvonne. Thank you so much. And I know we'll be hearing more from Yvonne Jenkins of pinkinvestments.org very soon.
Yes,
Thank you.
We will.